shiny. Okay, we're good.
We're good? All right, let's rise for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're going to call to order the Cedar Lake Redevelopment Commission public meeting of August 17, 2020. Brief statement. Due to us also being online, in accordance with the governor's executive order relating to COVID-19, we have arranged a live stream of tonight's meeting at https://cedarlakein.org/view-town-meetings/. You must join the meeting through the link to participate during public comment. If you have a question or comment about an item on the agenda, please email jill.murr@cedarlakein.org by 4 p.m. Mrs. Murr will ensure that all submissions are shared and submissions entered into the minutes of the meeting. Please keep your comments civil and constructive to the public policy issues. Did I miss the communication that Sarah wasn't going to be here? She's here? Jill just wasn't going to be here. Oh, okay. All right.
Randy are back there.
Oh, okay. We'll keep rolling. It's all right. I'll take some minutes. We got a lot of folks' time here. So I'm going to do roll call. Myself here. Eric?
Yes.
Doug?
Here.
Jolie? Present. Randy? Forthcoming. Denny?
Yes.
Brian Smith, not here. Bob Carnahan? Is he online?
Wasn't a moment ago.
Okay. I'm not seeing that he's here normally. Yeah. No dice?
Who is it?
Hello?
Yeah, Bob?
Hello? Yeah, I don't know why I was muted, but I was.
I'm going to blame that one on Denny.
Okay.
You stand for the flag?
Yes, I did.
All right, that's good.
I got a flag right here.
All right, very good. All right, we got Bob Carnahan. Jill's in back. Dave? All right, Jennifer Sandberg, she sent written communications, and then Sarah's forthcoming. All right, well, let's start off with our presentation of Explore Everyday Community Recognition. We are privileged to have with us this evening, do I say Vitos? Vitos, all right. I'm Dutch, so you got to help me along with some of these pronunciations. We have Vito's Italian Ice Cream. We have David and Amy Larson, and with them, is it Dave Jr.?
That is Damon.
Damon. All right, Damon, and who else we have? Kyler. Welcome. Does this get you out of school and chores and stuff? Or scooping Vitos? Good. Well, we started last June a community recognition program. It was shortly after a wonderful person in our community jump-started the program where we have sales at the campground, or we used to have it right up in front here. We decided that we needed to recognize folks that bring a lot to the area. And where it sprang from there is a desire to both recognize businesses that have been here a long time and the contributions that they have brought to the area, as well as those new folks that are taking significant time and energies to be entrepreneurs and also invest in Cedar Lake. We're all very proud of this place that we call home. We're very proud of the folks that have decided to call it home, both residentially as well as commercially. So every month we take the time to recognize a local business. We can bring them in here to say thank you. B, allow you an opportunity to share a bit about your business, your dreams for the area. And then C, allows us an opportunity to put that on our Facebook page and the town website to help enable a little bit more community recognition and help you grow your business. So last month, very clear, we wanted to recognize you for your investment into the community. I think I pass it almost every day on my way to the post office in the morning. I just need to go past in the evening so I can get some. But if I want to invite both of you forward and share a bit about why you decided to start the business, why you decided to invest in Cedar Lake, and kind of. Sure, absolutely. I was just sharing. You're the first.
In secret,
folks.
this is why we nominated Vitos. We just wanted to sample. So I mean, come on.
Because Randy will say we've invited meat folks here twice, and no one's brought
nobody
any
brings a
samples.
grill with them. I mean, what the heck?
Right.
You maybe get, invited a couple times.
First of all, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
To open up during one of the most difficult times in our history
Right.
and to have the support that we have, it's been amazing. So we want to thank everybody.
Thank you.
Hopes and dreams, we
Thank you very much.
For the community. Those are goal in mind. We want to bring families and community together. And so far it's working out well. We're happy with it. And everybody's looking to see it well.
So how did you get started in frozen ice? Was there another location, or was this around the campfire some night?
My dad is Vito, that's his middle name.
Okay.
And I am going on 42 years of Italian ice, so I was raised on it. And in the suburbs, we had like 3 or 4 choices of places to go, and so that was always our dessert of choice. So as a child, and then when Dave and I met as teenagers, we started going to the places, the local places. And then after that, we started taking the kids back, and so it's very nostalgic. And we moved out here 4 years ago for the community. We actually picked in St. John, and we found Cedar Lake, and I said, this is where we want to raise our kids. And when I saw that building become available, it's always kind of been in the back of our head that we could make Italian ice. We've had it for 40 years, and we said, let's try it. So
Instead of driving an hour to go get it,
Right.
we decided to bring it
make our
here.
own.
Okay.
So we're just hoping that the families and the kids have the same experience that we had, and like that you have a good memory when you go and have a very simple dessert.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, it looks like the entire commission is downing theirs.
Oh, it's,
Pretty good.
it is amazing.
Got the melon.
And it'll never be more than 39 years that you've been
Right, I
consuming
think
this,
it's
right?
39
A
Right.
woman's never older than 39. But no, congratulations to you guys. And you're right. I mean, during this extremely weird time in our history, you guys have been just killing it. And it's kind of interesting because where a lot of your traditional restaurants have seen a high failure rate, your kind of a la carte to go niche places are really flourishing. So maybe this was the right time, you know, and I saw the mural that's being painted on the side of the building too. That looks absolutely amazing.
Sure, yeah. Actually, that's one of our employees. He goes to Hanover.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What a good artist.
Yeah, he showed us some drawings.
It's a beautiful.
And he offered to do that on the wall.
Holy
We're
smokes.
gonna refuse it.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
We
So
The
cool.
whole building needed something for sure.
yeah, it's really cool. He wanted to do some drawings inside, and we said, well, we actually had bigger plans than that. He's never done a mural before.
Okay.
He's done lots of drawings, and it's been amazing. It's come along really well. But all of our scoopers are either graduates or seniors of Hanover.
How many kids do you employ there?
So right now we have 6.
See, what an awesome opportunity for kids too to work in a business like that where they're learning communications, right? And customer service. And are the two of you helping too?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely. They love it. Love to be there.
What do you think about the experience?
It's different. It's a learning process.
Doesn't allow you to be shy anymore, does it?
Yeah, you have to be social.
That's a good thing, Damon.
Yeah,
It's a great thing.
I think it's good. Our kids personally, I mean, they're seeing the struggles of a business kind of came up, and they see that there's good and bad parts, but I think they're going to take some lessons from it too, but also
Mhm.
have a lot of free ice.
That's a big part of the job. Like the ice.
Delicious.
And you notice how much spare time your parents have now that they have a business along with their careers?
That's where the community comes in. They've been all our friends and been very helpful.
It's awesome. You guys have been a great addition. And I loved how you started by putting on the sign, it's not pizza.
That was epic.
Yeah, that was
Well
a
done.
fabulous little play on it.
If you don't mind, I mentioned, Wednesday we are doing a fundraiser for King Ball, PTO. So 15% of everything that we make that day.
Wow.
So anybody listening, please stop
Yeah,
by.
please come see us.
Sarah, can we put that, when we put their picture on the town Facebook page, can we add that as well?
Thank you. We were honored that they reached out and asked because we've seen them, do other places that we go to when we went to Frank's and
Mhm.
and whatnot. So
Mhm.
we're hoping to have a good turnout, but we're also hoping to do more of that. Like I said, we we want that community feel for not only our own family, but this is like the perfect town for that kind of stuff. So we're hoping more fundraisers.
Absolutely it is.
We can get involved.
I haven't heard a single negative
We haven't
review
either.
of your business, so keep doing what you're
We were sure
doing.
what was going on behind our backs. I'm glad you said that.
Well, I don't pay much attention to social media just because I've been in elected office now for 10 years. And if I did social media, I probably wouldn't want to do this.
Right.
But just from talking to people in the community, it's all been really positive stuff. So keep doing what you're
Makes
doing.
the long hours worth it. Thank you
Right.
very much.
And if there's a way that we can help out, even tenants are eligible for a facade grant program that we have. So if there are exterior improvements that you want to make, and that's a location that you want to be long-term, if you want to work with your landlord, things that you want to do the outside, feel free to talk to us, email Sarah and say we're interested in a facade grant application. We'll match funds up to a certain amount, take a look at the investment addition to the property. So if there's any changes that you want to make to the exterior, things of that nature,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah, lots of plans.
And things take time, so it's our goal to
Thanks
set
for the
aside
samples.
a certain amount of dollars each year. So absolutely feel free to reach out to us. So you bet.
We have extras too, so we're just gonna leave time with you.
You
We
guys
got-
knew I liked chocolate too. So.
Did their research. Sarah, do you? Yeah, we get a picture of you guys. We have a certificate and a letter. We'll step back because of COVID. We won't get close to take pictures, but we'll step out of the way. If you want to come forward here,
You don't want us in your picture anyway.
take a couple so I can eat.
Nathan, did you sign their certificate?
I did. We're all good. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.
Oh, here's my buddy already, I can tell that.
We'll probably have to recognize again like next July again.
Okay, well, why don't we pass some out
You guys don't want anything up
Yeah,
there?
but if nobody takes them, throw them in the freezer.
All
I
right.
don't think Joe got it.
Bill, you want?
Appreciate it.
You guys want? Taste? I mean, it's fabulous stuff.
Oh, he got one. Yeah. It's gone.
There's a bunch more up there. That ends up melting this year.
Have another one.
All right.
Hey, Jill, can you throw that stuff in the freezer if people don't want it? That way you guys can snack on it tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah,
I think Denny's putting them in his pocket.
it's okay. He deserves them.
I've had that before too.
I'm gonna try mine right
Tastes
now.
just like
Okay.
You can have those.
They're really good at it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
It's great.
Try not to scarf it.
Oh, really?
She got one of every one, and then we tried them all.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Did everyone get one?
All right. Well, thanks to everyone. Appreciate that. It's always good to see folks, families investing in the community. I think it helps energize us as a redevelopment commission as well. So it's good to see. Let's move along with our consent agenda. We've got the approval of July 2020 meeting minutes, as well as claims fund 404 in the amount of, bear with me a second. I don't think there's nothing from fund 404. And then fund 804 is $46,304.93. Jill just stepped out, but I think these are all the final costs for the roundabout, final engineering. And then we've also got, I believe this is our first disbursement to Brian Kubel for facade improvement reimbursement in the amount of $10,000. So that's neat to see those dollars go out the door to a great investor in the community as well. So can I get a motion for those two consent items?
I'll make a motion to approve.
There's a second.
Second.
All right, second by Joe Lee. Discussion. Hearing none.
Look great, Brian. I was watching that day, they were actually putting in a happy project.
Hearing none, then let's see, we can't do roll call. We have to actually call them out. So Sarah, you want to call out?
Yep, Jolie.
Yes.
Doug Spencer,
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer,
Yes.
Eric Burnham,
Yes.
Nathan Viss.
Yes. All right, very good. Jill, I know you just stepped out. We just voted on it. Fund 804 was for Dave for legal work, engineering, Christopher Burke, and American Structure Point, and then distribution to Kubel Rentals. Anything out of the ordinary there? Are those the final bills that we pay for the roundabout?
Not yet. That's June. We have some final closeout documents with NDOT. So you'll see a little bit of residual come in until it's actually closed out with NDOT.
Okay, very good. Thanks. New business. We are looking for our new Explore Everyday Community Recognition nomination. Does anyone have a suggestion for us to consider?
I have one.
Mr. Niemeyer?
And I'm just kind of biased, okay, and I'll admit that, is Grit Fitness. They took over what was the old Fuel Fitness, and then it was, I think, World Gym. And they've done a fabulous job throughout COVID. And once they were able to open up and providing a safe environment for people to exercise, they have membership from all around the area. And it's been a struggle for gyms like that to survive through this time. And they seem to be finding a way, not without some frustration, but they've definitely been a positive part of our community. We have several gyms in the community, and it I think is something that enhances our community to have a gym that has classes available like they have. They have a daycare there. They make it very family friendly for people to make time to exercise and take care of themselves. So that's my nomination is Grit Fitness.
Here a second?
I'll second that.
Appreciate it. And for that lengthy dissertation, because that allowed me to eat.
I could see you were stuffing your face.
Yeah.
I'm always good to be a little long-winded.
It's all good. I am totally in favor of that suggestion. Is there any comment to that motion support? Any other suggestions? I guess we can entertain those while we got a motion on the floor. Hearing no further discussion, can we call the roll call?
Julie Kovach,
Yes.
Doug Spencer,
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer.
Yes,
Eric Burnham,
Yes.
Nathan Biss.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Randy.
thank you.
And then Sarah, as usual, work together. Appreciate it. Next, facade grants. We have a couple of new applications this evening. First is application 20-9. How exciting is that? Our ninth application, Perfetti / Lawrence Property Group. Do we have someone here with us? Or are they on Skype?
I'm on Skype.
Yes.
On Zoom.
Or on Zoom. Go ahead, sir. You have the floor.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for your time. My name is Sean Perfetti. I'm a recent investor in the Cedar Lake community. The address is 13115 Wicker Avenue. It is a small strip mall located next to the Knights of Columbus. Wanting to do some asphalt repair as well as seal coating. And so I'm a little anxious to do that work in September, just given the seasons and the temperature. And as well, I have some forthcoming projects that I'd like to do yet in 2020 regarding window seals and signage on 41.
Okay. And what specifically is the total cost here, Sean?
The total cost for the pavement and seal coating is a little over $11,000. And then the signage and the window seals, I'm still gathering quotes. So I'd like to be back in front of the town in September. But I wanted to get here today because of the seasons, the upcoming season changes and wanting the seal coating done in September.
What's the total as to the existing work that you can get lined up? You're hoping to get lined up in September?
A little over 11,000, I believe. Yep.
Okay. Any questions from the commission for Sean?
Hey, Sean, who's going to be performing the work?
The work would be performed by Town and Country out of DeMond.
He also has sign and maintenance listed at $25,000.
That's a estimate for remaining work that I would like to do yet this year. Again, I'm in the process of gathering quotes for the signage.
And are you anticipating, Sean, coming back before us again in September for that portion of it?
That's correct.
Okay,
That's correct.
I understand.
Again, the reason I'm here today, I didn't want to wait until September and then push out the seal coating until October.
Understood.
Nathan, are these all items that qualify under the criteria of the program?
They are. They're all exterior, public facing of streets. So these all meet the criteria.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Any further questions from the commission?
Sean is the owner or the proprietor of the this particular what do they call it?
Plaza?
Yeah.
Yes, Sean, you're the member or the manager of the Lawrence Property Group.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the sole member.
We got Lake Nutrition, Head Games, Farmers Insurance, and then the Healing and Eye Care there.
Yeah, those are.
That's correct.
Those are all
current tenants of that building.
Oh, okay, that's great. That they're all there. And you got the building age down here is 12 years then, huh? About time for that. Asphalt and windows to be going there.
So is there a motion from the commission as to what we'd like to do in this instance?
Should we hit it now or should we wait until he's got the whole September package ready to roll? I understand that he's looking at taking care of the asphalt now, right?
Yeah, and from what I understand, there's a desire to do that in September, and then continue to get quotes for the remainder portion, come back and perhaps do that this fall yet. But there's a desire from a weather perspective to do this in September, which I understand. Before the leaves start flying and things start dripping down into your asphalt or your top coat.
We've been in that park.
You're right.
Where's he getting the 11 from? And the quote for Town and Country is, if I'm not mistaken, reads about 76.
Hey, Sean, can you clarify that for us? Mr. Burnham has a question. Town and Country Paving shows 75, 58, 31. And then the number that you expressed before was about 11,000. Where do we get that additional $3,500?
Yeah, that's fair. I just received an additional quote this morning for some asphalt repair. I sent it in about 5 this evening, so that may not have reached you folks. So there is resealing for about $7,600, and then there's an additional $3,500 to do actual asphalt repair. I'd have some photos and that I submitted in a PDF document to help bring some clarity to that.
Yeah, you just did some repair in that parking lot too in the last 2 months, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. Before I was really familiar with what the program consisted of. That's right.
Right, on the right-hand side, I saw that. Okay. What's the pleasure of the commission?
We've been doing like 20%.
Should be the number.
Right, about $2,200.
Are you going off that 11?
That's, yeah, off that 11, yeah.
Okay.
That would be kind of the pattern that we have going here is in that neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to make that a motion?
I'll make that motion to go for a $2,200
Facade grant.
yep, facade grant there.
Okay. Is there support?
Second.
Okay. Discussion. Hearing none, the motion has been made to offer up a $2,200 contribution from the facade grant program to the Lawrence Property Group LLC for the $11,000 of the parking lot repair and seal coating. We could have roll call, please.
Julie Kobach,
Yes.
Doug Spencer,
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer.
Yes.
Eric Burnham,
Yes.
Nathan Viss.
Yes. Sean, we have approved $2,200 towards the redoing of the parking lot. Roughly 20% is what we have been contributing to the folks that have come before us for those programs that meet our qualifications. We're still new in this facade grant program. We're about 7 months in. So we've kind of determined as of this year and the funds that we have available in an effort to reach as many people as possible. So should you have a second portion to this facade grant application, please submit it to Sarah, and we'd be happy to revisit again next month.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for the support. Much appreciated.
Thank you, sir, and thank you
Sean.
for investing in our municipality. We greatly appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
take
very
care.
much.
All right. Next we have 2010 Hoffman. Let me turn to that one. Sarah has prepared a book for us this evening. That's a good problem to have.
When I first started on the RDC in 2009, we were not very busy in our meetings. These last couple of years have been a lot of activity.
Busy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, good stuff to review.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Hoffman?
My name is Michael Bay with Passive Construction, representing Mr. Hoffman.
All right. Michael or Mike?
Michael.
All right, floor is yours, sir.
Cool. The book is bad. Publishing credit Sarah is put together. That's basically, it's 13136 North Lake Road, or East Lake Road. It's the old barber shop.
Denny's.
Yeah.
I got many a flat top there, man. Great place.
So it's going to be DDS now, and he's looking to spruce up the outside of it.
Be a dentist office?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what he's done already, I guess you guys have probably seen driving by there, the landscaping.
Amazing.
Yeah, along with the landscaping, there's going to be seal coating, recycling. We would like to obviously take that barbershop sign down, permitting put a flag there within the landscape, within the landscaping that he's got. He'll put up his sign. It's just going to be a deep, 4 feet wide, just something simple but elegant, ultra stone, and just some lettering with lighting on the front of it. Nothing fancy, but it will be a simple sign nonetheless. There'll be culture stone on the south side of side facing the road. That sketch that may be in there, that's the best I could do on a computer. But that's what he's looking to do. 5 foot up, stone around the front, and then around to that first bump out. You'll have stone around to that. No painting, leave that alone. The 2 windows in front, he'd like to replace those windows. They're single pane. They hardly open them. Replace them with some aluminum repave windows. And the awning, the 2 posts that are there, we're wrapping cedar, and just dress up the awning, basically railings, concrete stoop, that culture stone. We'd like to do the culture stone around the front of that stoop with some kind of gritty ceramic on the top, dress up the entire front. Same with the door. The door will remain the existing paint and new hardware. There was previous work such as the landscape. There were a couple of trees around back that were hanging way over the building. We took those down. I mean, those were already done prior work. It's all stuff that's helped get to where it's at now. So it's obviously your guys' discretion.
Just because he's a dentist, would he be adverse to still cutting some hair? Right, teeth cleaning, haircuts. I mean,
I don't see why I couldn't get
if you were knocked out, I mean, what the heck?
You just pluck them all, Randy, do it that way.
The side entry door, that will be replaced as well. And then
Filling and a haircut, that'd be a new one.
2 at once.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
So how much is it, total here expenses?
Yeah,
51.5.
51.5.
Um,
The only part of this that I see on its presentation that would be possibly problematic from a policy standpoint would be the tree removal.
I agree.
Sure, I was, just told them.
It's okay.
That you guys-
We're not mad at it. We're just,
Yeah.
this is part of our discussion when we have these things, is making sure that what we're doing is consistent with our policy. That's all. The rest of it all looks like it meets all the criteria.
Mhm.
Would you agree, Nathan?
I would.
56.
50,600. Yeah, that would be the
Put in,
What's that?
you gonna put in,
All this.
dentist
Dental
office.
office.
Huh?
A dental office.
I'm gonna look here, I haven't found it.
Yeah, it's right here.
It's a little difficult to
Page
find.
20 here. There.
Irrigation.
You're getting there closer. Go over here. There. Getting closer, keep going.
Well, that is
I mean-
going to be a significant upgrade
Yeah, it's
to that building.
big.
That's phenomenal. Any questions for Mike here?
Nathan,
Yes, ma'am.
if I can interject a comment,
Go for it.
just something that you might need to know moving forward is to make sure you follow the sign ordinance. And then with the lighted sign, you may need to get a variance through our BZA group. And then
Before.
fence.
Same with the fencing,
Okay.
with the fencing moving up to the front of the building and running along the property line.
That'll
Check with the
require
building
variance.
department to make sure you may need to make sure you meet the setback requirements, or put all of it together on one BZA application.
I put the plat survey in there just so you can see that, we know where the lot lines are. Currently, there's a fence that, and I don't know why, seemingly it would be the barbershop fence, but it dies into that metal garage that is on the other property. That fence would be removed and it would die right at that, at the front of that metal
Mhm.
garage. No more than that, it's just to hide everything from, behind the landscape back.
So I think what,
Barbershop care.
I think it's important though, with what Sarah was talking about, is that the redevelopment commission would not have any ability to waive anything as far as zoning regulations. So the signage and the fence would definitely have to be something you need to talk to our building department about.
So we're, pending building, permit through the state, downstate, and we're just waiting. to hear
The
back.
state is different though from the local too. The state would be more of a design release for fire code.
That's what we're waiting on. is
Right.
Basically, the design release, and we pretty much already got the whole permit application, just hasn't been turned in. Although I did, ask Tammy if, and I haven't heard back yet, but I wanted to speak with, the community first, whether or not we'd be able to start on the exterior work before we got started on the inside work, because we're just kind of sitting in limbo now, and, while the weather's nice, we might as well start on the
Sure.
inside, and so that's pending application, pending permit.
Yeah, I think that's right. We've been at that 5-to-1 ratio.
So is there a motion from the commission? Or any further questions from the commission?
Go ahead, Doug.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we grant the Hoffman EDS building here a $10,120 facade grant. It's at a 20%
How much is that, Doug?
range, 10,120.
Thank you.
And then that money, that money is going to be, say, handed out or granted out as you finish your
Would be
shot your project.
contingent, would it be contingent upon building department approval of the, right, contingent upon zoning
These
compliance?
big amounts. The signage you got here down for like 12 grand.
Yeah.
So
Right, so all that would, I think you may need to make your motion contingent upon zoning compliance.
Contingent upon zoning compliance.
I would second that. Thanks, Doug.
Can we had a stipulation to that's subject to 1 through 11 being fulfilled. Correct?
Right, and that came out to 50,600.
Yeah, that was for the record, removing the $900 tree removal portion of it.
Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Julie Kovach,
Yes.
Doug Spencer,
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer,
Yes.
Eric Burnham,
Yes.
Nathan Viss.
Yes. Mike, we appreciate your time this evening. Thank you for your hard work on that building. Please extend our thank you to Mr. Hoffman as well. And should you have any questions, please reach out to Jill or myself if you have any questions along the way. But yeah, you'll need to work with the town administrator and building department to get those zoning approvals as well. So they can direct you in the right direction towards Michelle Baker.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your evening.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Kubel, come forward, sir.
Back.
Hey, good to see you. How you been?
Not him again.
Hey,
No, it's all
before you
good.
start, Brian, the plaza looks great. And I know the fire was an unfortunate thing, but what you've done since then is awesome transformation. So great work.
Yeah, it was a bad situation, but I tried to. Good.
Good.
Say good. Been over a little over a year. It happened. Been a ribbon cutting to the fourth chamber. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was not good, but the reason I'm here again is everything I did down there is try to put money back into the nation. Try to take advantage of the situation and we always want money every dime back into it. We did. And then so to this date, I think it's pretty much done. And we're right about $300,000. We put
Wow.
besides the fund. We're about done with money and what we can do for now. But I'm always looking to keep fixing my property up. I think it's so visible there that I want to. I'm happy with the results. I hope you guys are.
Very much so.
And so, the reason I'm here tonight was that there's a couple of things that we did. About government and rather the work that was done on the front, prepare for the windows was all time and material. So I didn't really know what that was going to be when I came here last time. And so I did that, and that was framing of the windows, actually cut in 2 new windows facing the lake. I had no idea what that would cost. And then we went into the cleaners needed all new brick because we got into it, now that wood was flat. So we had to take all that old stone off and re-stone it with new stone, and that wasn't cheap. So that was something I didn't know. There's a lot of stuff that was unknown. We ended up doing to the front of it. I'm just, we are done. I just thankful for that. But yeah, whatever you guys feel like you can do to help out. But I want to take advantage of the grant.
Well, that's what it's here for, Brian.
Yep.
She's the one that, nothing.
So with what we awarded tonight, do we have a running total of where we're at on our budgeted amount
Jill is on the ball.
38,553.50 is what's remaining.
remaining? Gotcha. That's after the 2 that
After
were
the
just,
2 you just
okay.
approved.
Thank you.
And Brian, what is the request this evening? Is it 20,000?
Yes.
Help me. Is it what's on page 21 here? The additional cost you incurred is 35,000 and 48,000.
No, the 48 was above I don't know where we were at last.
Do you remember his last request, what the value was?
It was.
Do we have that?
The windows were higher than I had.
I'd like to reference that.
Yeah.
35, I didn't have in there at all. I didn't know that. I didn't know that figure.
That's the framing from Hen and Sons to the new brickwork is the 35.
Yeah, all the framing and all the sill work and around the windows, the window guy don't do that.
So his first request was actually a 2019. His first request, the total project was $47,568.
Does that include anything other than?
And what
It
was,
said plus 3 doors.
what was awarded for that, Sarah?
We awarded him $10,000.
10,000? So
That
we were
was
slightly
awarded
above the
on-
20%.
Yeah, that was
Gotcha.
awarded on January 27th.
Okay.
Yeah, it says here, new windows on Dollar Store, Gleaner, SIP, windows not covered by fire, plus 3 doors. The doors were $8,063.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
we had some consistency going here as far as how we're looking at these things.
So it's a pleasure of the commission.
So it's my understanding that we did give him award money towards this already.
It was
It was just for the windows and the
That
3
one-
doors.
And that came out to what, $10,000?
10,000.
right. And now he's asking for more because there was an additional 48,000 plus in windows, or 35,
I
27.
didn't know that amount.
I will remind the commission, we do have a precedence of folks coming back and requesting
Sure.
monies on the same project again, and us upping the percentage that we offer due to the sizable investment that's being made here. I think this definitely meets that criteria.
But would we, so if this project's already been awarded a portion of this, is that correct, Sarah? The windows were awarded how much?
10,000?
There was a $10,000 grant given to him for, hold on a second here, let me reread it. He had asked for, the total projected cost was $47,568 for windows and $8,063 for 3 doors.
And that was awarded 10,000 for that total.
Yes.
So basically, the additional that we have in front of us today is about an extra 30,000 in value, a little less than that, 28,000 extra than what your original projection was.
This is just on the front of the building.
Mhm.
I did not, I didn't go out parking lots and all that stuff. Try to keep it there, but yeah, that's right, about 30 million.
Yes, the original estimate was 55,631 on the original application. Now it's up to 83,622.96.
So in equality, we gave him less than the 20% last year.
We did.
So.
18%.
But it was actually expended this year, correct?
Yeah, in fact, your disbursement that you have to sign tonight is our first
Right, so
disbursement for
technically it
him.
was this year that he got that money.
Okay, okay.
So we might have agreed to the grant in 2019, but the work took place this year.
I see. The total of what you're saying, Randy, is 83,622, total was 10,000.
No, well,
Correct.
the
I mean,
original
if we were to put it
55,631 was
all-
10,000.
If we were to look at the whole big picture,
So
he's
the
received 10,000.
10,000 on the original 55,631, and now there's an additional 28,000 added to this. So we would need to consider that basically this request is for that additional 28,000 in value.
Well, then I'd like to make a motion to, for $5,600 additionally.
An additional 5,600?
Correct.
Does
For
that
this
come
app-
out, what percentage does that come out
That's
to?
20% of the 28.
See, I'm looking at his first request, Joe Lee,
Okay.
and seeing that we gave him 10,000.
Why don't you just do 20% times the 86?
Well, yeah, I was
Minus
looking at
10.
that. I was looking at that too, as a way to try to make this equal because we didn't quite get him to 20% on the first one.
Okay.
We were at about 18%. So if we were to try and be consistent with what we were doing,
It's an additional 1,100. So what was the number that I?
83622.96 times.
5,600, so I think it's.
So it'd be
almost
about, it would be,
67.
So it'll be $6,724.59.
Correct.
so just round that to like 6,800.
Okay. All right, I will
If you could-
amend my motion and request that we do 6,800.
Support?
And I'll second it.
Discussion.
So that brings his total up to
20.
16,800,
Mhm.
basically. for
20% of the
yeah.
total, which makes us consistent now across the board with everyone.
Yep.
Good. Any further discussion?
None.
None? Roll call, please.
Julie Kovach,
Yes.
Doug Spencer,
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer.
Yes.
Eric Burnham,
Yes.
Nathan Vest.
Yes. Brian, appreciate it. Submit necessary documentation to Sarah and we'll get you reimbursed. And thanks again for the significant investment in town. If there's any others, you've
Thank
heard
you.
we got about 32,000 left. So
This is awesome. I'm so happy with this program. This is working. Yeah.
Yeah, this program, it's really, we're catching, I mean, Brian's business was, it's been around here for years and years.
It's actually something we
making
discussed
it
back
nice.
in 2009 when I was first appointed to this board by Denny. We discussed this program back then with really no way to make it happen, but now here it is and it's working pretty well. Yep. Mhm.
It makes my job a lot easier.
As an inspector,
I just gotta say one thing quickly. Like, we're the SIP and raised floors are doing pretty good. And I think if we build it, they will come thing. And it's just like the people that ice in them. We got some pretty unique things coming in this town.
And-
Pretty cool.
and the bigger the vision, the more people are going to be excited about it too. So
We got some pretty cool
it's awesome.
businesses. Thanks.
hey, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
And your Dairy Bell this summer has been a gathering point for people from all around. So
Well, we got
Great work
Bill
there.
and the SIP are both the best of the region. I think we got 4 businesses down there. Best of the region.
it's pretty amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Yep.
And
Thanks, Brian.
Please, I wanted to mention something different. If you keep in mind, discussing with anyone around by you, how that crosswalk is working, because we'd like to kind of maybe expand our signage. People are confused about it. That's what I thought. So we're discussing more signage. What's that?
Somebody hit the sign on the dollar sign.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
They got the walkway thing on the Dairy Bell side.
Ah.
I think people I never looked at that up. They just got frustrated because somebody put it snow, and somebody did it.
Mm.
It was like a sandy man.
was it up during
It
the
was hit,
snow?
it was hit 3 times in the parking lot, one by a truck just in the parking lot.
So just note,
Our
that we
engineer's
have been
actually looking at it.
discussing, getting more, have it be a little more grand in order to, but it's working well. I definitely think it's helping,
It
but
is.
we will continue to work with you on that.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's move into project updates. Dave, number 1, hood lust damages update. Any update there?
Nathan, what about the request for reconsideration of the
Oh, yes, thank you. Sorry. Thank you for that. Thanks, Bob. So Mr. DeYoung, who previously appeared before us, the building next to the library, we apportioned some dollars to, I think, part of that project, meaning the sign out front. There's also a request for the building that's next to the library parking lot, which has some apartment complexes above it. We had initially said no. He had submitted a request for reconsideration. He could not be here this evening, was on vacation. I had dialogue with him this morning. We've already had dialogue with him to say the answer is previously no, but in my opinion, if he wants to come before us and try to convince us otherwise, everyone's entitled to one more shot. So the plan is to have him on the September agenda. So that's that one. Thank you, Bob. I had that one crossed off my agenda here.
So there's a request on the agenda for tonight. I would make a motion to deny that request as it sits.
I'll second that motion.
Unless somebody wanted to make a motion to defer, then it could be deferred to next month. But my motion is to deny.
I'm going to second that.
Is there discussion?
Yes, in your conversation conversation this morning, had you already alluded to deferring it, or you would say, you just said we are going to discuss it tonight?
No, I had told him that we would defer it and that we would move it to next month's meeting
Wow.
because he couldn't be here in person and he was on vacation. So
My motion stands.
Oh, I'll second that motion.
Well, Eric
There's already a second.
seconded it. It's in the discussion point
Yeah, I
now.
know,
And we'll put it on the next one.
no, the motion is
The
to
motion
to
to kill
deny.
it.
to deny it.
I mean, we did discuss it, we did vote on it, and we found that it wasn't,
Didn't meet the criteria.
it did not, and we voted on it. And
I visited the site a couple times. In fact, I think the sign is gone. I went by today.
That's a separate one, yeah.
And
for
we
the,
did, we did
insurance,
give them
HRLA.
money too for that
For the sign,
project,
right?
just that.
For the
part
parts
of
that
it.
qualified,
That's
yes.
correct. So I'm gonna stay with that. I'm gonna second it.
And with the whole respect to, coming before us annually, then he can come and discuss any other further things Jan 1. If we do not defer, he still can come forward at another time, as Brian just did, correct?
Yeah, he'd be able to come back a year from his original petition
Okay.
because it's $25,000 max a year, 30,000 every 5 years is the way we set it up. Okay. All right, well, roll call.
Julie Kovach,
No.
Doug Spencer,
We're
This would be to
denying-
deny it.
Yes.
Randy
Oh.
Niemeyer.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, wait, do you want me to start?
Wait, your
My motion was to deny the
that-
request for
Yes,
reconsideration.
I say no.
No, okay.
Okay.
Doug?
Yes.
Doug,
I
was
say
that a
no.
yes?
Yes, and I say yes.
Okay, okay.
All right.
Randy Niemeyer?
Yes.
Eric Burnham?
Yes.
Nathan Biss?
No. All right, now we can move on. Project updates. Dave, Hood, Lust damages. All right, good, we got that. Jill, Lakeshore Drive, Klein Avenue roundabout. Did she jet the building?
Yeah.
All right. I think we're almost done there, but we'll wait till she gets back. Crosswalks. That was in reference to the one in front of the Fraternal Order of Eagles and as well as the one by the Dairy Bell, correct? Someone refresh my memory. Why is that on the agenda? Is that why, Sarah?
We also had requests, if you remember, from folks by the middle school. There was a
That's-
lady who
Yes.
come in, was her name Gonzalez, or I can't remember.
Yeah.
Was that her last name?
Mhm.
There's some things I
Where
remember.
does she want, where do they want to
But-
crosswalk for that?
It's
Would
just,
that be Indy Gonzalez?
yes,
All right.
correct, Bob. Very good memory. It was a request because of the high pedestrian traffic in that area from Centennial to the middle school, was to look at possibly the installation of a crosswalk there.
What, and then did Rose Garden too?
I don't, it was just had to do with the middle school, so.
Are we gonna
it
have
didn't
Don
anything to do
Olive?
with Rose Garden.
We're gonna have Don take a look at that.
Right,
The crosswalk across there, something happens in the rail, I mean.
well, the only place we could put a crosswalk across is the road, not the rail. We couldn't do
Yeah,
anything with the
well, I
rail.
know that, but I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if it would do us a lot of good there because of that
I don't see.
I
rail.
don't think so either.
The middle school, the Indy Gonzalez had come here and talked about a crosswalk there.
Right, but anticipate crosswalks are gonna come as Rose Gardens completes where we can connect
Rose Garden and Centennial?
and Centennial.
Okay, so that would alleviate some of the crossing right there at Rose Garden and Centennial.
Correct.
That makes more sense.
We were talking about crosswalks at the high school though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the crosswalks that
No, that's nice.
had been requested, Dairy Bell was one of them at the Eagles.
Mhm.
Those ones, we decided to wait until we do the hot in place asphalt project,
Right.
which NDOT contracts went in this past week. So as we do that, Don's already looking at all of those. And then Don was looking at the costs of putting some crosswalks in near the high school.
Which we'll touch in a second.
Will
So
they,
now,
Jill, will they, run the sidewalk down to the railroad track, the subdivision? in front of the subdivision, will they go to the track?
I will have to look at the plans. I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head at
I
the
was just
moment.
wondering if we get the railroad to put an arm out there when the tracks, when the arms go down across the road, that one would go down across the sidewalk.
That's a good point. Yeah, if you could review those plans to see if they do plan on extending it to the tracks, we would need to look at railroad installing a safety arm there.
There's no sidewalk on the other side of it right now.
Yeah, what's
correct?
that
There's
subdivision
nothing
that's
there.
on the north side of that one?
That's Centennial.
Centennial, that, you know, that sidewalk goes all the way, it stops right there at the tracks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say maybe 8 feet away from the tracks. Stops there.
Oh, the Centennials does?
Centennial does, right?
Yeah, because
So
I think
that's
that,
on
that
the north
8 foot,
side of the
I
road.
think that 8 foot is within the rail right of way, so they couldn't have gone any further than that.
Right.
Without the railroad granting right of way, which they'll never do.
All right, so we're all squared away on crosswalks except for what we'll talk about in a second by the high school. Good?
Yeah.
All right, 133rd and King Drive intersection improvement update. So Jill and I met with the school board in executive session. Was that last week, Monday? Tuesday. Last week, Tuesday. We had a good dialogue for about a half hour with members of the board. We discussed the letter of intent, and thereafter, my understanding that we do have agreement that they will contribute up to $27,000 towards the improvements that we're looking to make at that intersection. The reason why it's about up to 27,000 is if the project comes in less than our projected amount, then there'd be a pro rata reduction of about 1/3, which is what their contribution is going to be. So the very good conversation. Thank you to Jill for attending. Appreciate that. Thanks to Denny and the board there as well. The second item that was raised at that meeting is previously we have expressed to them our commitment to install crosswalks across from the high school to cross the roadway there. I had expressed on behalf of the commission that most likely that'd be something that we would do when we would install the intersection, just for timing, costs, etc. The board did make a request of me to bring back to this body to say, is it feasible for us to do it earlier? Recognizing we already have kids crossing, is there a way to assess whether or not that's feasible? So Jill, if you want to give an update there.
So after we had that meeting, I reached out to Don with Christopher Burke Engineering. We're looking at the cost of putting in striping to get kids across in the location where we would be putting those crosswalks in next year when we do this project. That would start to train, so to say, get people used to going to that area to cross. We're looking into the signage requirements, the ADA requirements, the curb cuts that would be needed to put those crosswalks in. So only being a couple days since we had met last Tuesday, I don't have those numbers back yet, but we were looking into those costs so we can provide you with something feasible.
Okay. Any questions from the commission?
I would just wonder out loud, if we did a crosswalk now and then did this intersection project, would we be spending the money twice?
And that's what we're looking at. Some of the signage that would be required, would it be the same signage? Would it reduce the cost of that project? Ultimately, we have to make sure we meet those signage requirements, ADA curb cuts, and meeting all those requirements. We're not sure if we can meet all the requirements right now.
I would be in
So-
favor of doing this as long as we're not doing it 2 times.
Exactly. And that's what we're looking at.
The only other question that I have is, Dave, what are your thoughts on approaching Armani Development to ask for a contribution from them towards this intersection improvement? Is there some negotiation room that we have with any improvements that they still need to make that we can barter with them?
Equally problematic. They have the plan to do most of the time. These all the check-offs.
Dave, but we had a meeting when this whole thing first started. Myself and Greg Parker were in that meeting with Armani.
I was there too.
Okay, Bob was there as well. And they seemed agreeable at that time to participating in this. Would it be something we could ask in kind of a community partnership manner for their participation in this willingly?
Sure.
And it didn't seem negative at all. But this would still be something that would benefit their development for ease of entry and exit. So there is a way, Nathan.
So why don't we do this? This upcoming week, Jill, I will work with you and Don, and we will craft a letter on behalf of the RDC making a request towards this particular project. And then by next meeting, we will have an answer for everyone. So
Maybe a letter kind of formulated a manner of going back to that kind of an initial committee meeting to say we're now ready to move forward and commencing this project. We wanted to include you as a partner. This is the estimated total cost. This is how we would like to see you participate. This is how it would benefit your development. Kind of tell the story so they're reminded of it and they can see that there is a benefit to the ease of access to their development. Correct.
Randy, I think that ought to be in a form of a motion that you just said, so the whole commission agrees to it.
I don't know if I could repeat that again, Bob. I think I'd forget the whole thing, but
So moved.
Sarah's probably got it.
so moved.
there's support.
Second.
All right, discussion. Hearing none, roll call.
Julie Kovach,
Yes.
Doug Spencer,
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer,
Yes.
Eric Burnham,
Yes.
Nathan Biss.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Something we talked about at the meeting that night about signage. We talked about, there was some time ago, about the solar signs or some kind of signage out there, kind of let people know that there's crossings up there. There's kids out there. I mean, I know everybody knows there's a school there, but
And I think Jill was talking about that a little earlier in her report on the signage and the stuff that Don has to do to make sure the signage is sufficient with the curb cuts and all that kind of stuff.
okay, I mean, I wanted to bring it up anyway because Nathan and I talked at night there, and he said to bring it up to the meeting and get it on record that we discussed it, so.
Absolutely. I think that's part of what we're having Don look at is what are the different options for solar powered flashing lights out there.
So I was also looking at the ones like down at the sandbar down there. I mean, they're not solar, but they really stand out. I mean, there's a bright sign you can, so I mean, either one, either way, I mean, I know one's a lot more cost than the other, but whatever you guys decide on.
Absolutely. And if you, Denny, can express our appreciation back to the school corporation for our partnership here on behalf of the RDC. We appreciate it.
You guys been awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next, number 5, commercial center property extension of the roadway. Dave, you can give us an update there. I think as last meeting or June meeting, my understanding was this was a town council project. We made a recommendation to the town council to move forward with it. Or Randy, I don't know, is there anything else that we need to do on behalf of the RDC to push that project forward?
This is Industrial Park Drive.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and there's nothing but support from the council level, Nathan, to move forward with the expansion of Industrial Park Drive there, as long as we're working with the property owners there and not necessarily trying to push people around, but we're acting as partners and good citizens and making sure that people are treated fairly.
Good. No, appreciate that. Thank you for that update. If there's anything, again, Randy, express to the town council that the RDC can help or support with, we're here.
You have a few of us sitting here in the audience, so
All right. Good.
we'll make sure to spread the word.
Just a brief project update. This deals with land acquisition, but something we've called Lake Bluffs, just so that everyone is aware. Dave's office did do a great job reviewing the proposed letter of intent. I have received the revised updated version that has been sent on to our partner in that project, and I anticipate next meeting calling a executive session to discuss some of the additional details.
Okay.
And we'll have our expenditure there towards engineering. So
Good deal.
newsletter, Sarah or Jill?
One of the things we talked about previously as collections were unknown and with everything COVID was our newsletter and moving that to a quarterly newsletter. As we know, news changes every day. So as we put the newsletter out today or tomorrow, looking at what news would still be relevant by the time that news would hit our residents that first week of September. Right now, we're looking at reducing it down to a single-sided or a double-sided piece of paper versus the full-blown open-out packet. So there may be some cost reductions there, down to about $600 to $800. Still doing maybe a glossy print versus just a black and white. You're saving $200 on a black and white print.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to look at that, see if maybe we can even design it in-house and save a couple additional dollars there. But information that would still be relevant, the Hot in Place asphalt project, repaving, that watch for that. You know, if we just do all the feel-good stuff that everyone knows school's starting, we're still trying to find out if the fire department's going to have their open house in October with everything going on. So some of that news, unfortunately, is already hitting us before the actual print copy hits. So making sure we provide information relative and
Timely.
So the first quarterly one will be designed.
Okay.
So just wanted to update you on that.
Appreciate that. Desire
And I
for
have-
cost savings. Go ahead. Something else?
I had one more request. Through the town council, the Summerfest committee had donated some paint to the stage, and in reviewing the stage, Tim, who's here in our audience now, needed some repairs and updates. And as we continue our branding effort, wanting to put a 4x4 sign similar to the welcome signs we have around town, we've got an estimate and quote of $1,120 for that sign, and I was asking for some participation from the RDC on that to put on the front of the stage.
It's a pleasure of the commission.
That's the Cedar Lake brand.
The Cedar Lake brand. Jen has confirmed there is funds in your budget to do this under branding. Most of the repairs to the stage were done out
Where
of
was the sign
general fund.
quote from? What,
The sign quote was from Safari Marketing, so a local company.
what was the material of the sign?
It is a high-density urethane.
Okay.
How much is it?
Wood.
$1,100 around that?
1,120, and then, a little bit of hardware. Can we do 1,200? We previously had spent Woodmaster Graphics out of Linwood, Staple Signs. They're no longer in business. So we're giving back to a local business in our community as well.
Is there a motion from the commission?
I'll make a motion.
Would that be a not to exceed 1,200 you're looking for?
That would be appreciated.
Not to exceed 1,200.
Second.
I'll second that.
Discussion. Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Julie Kovach.
Yes.
Doug Spencer.
Yeah.
Randy Niemeyer.
Yes.
Eric Burnham.
Yes.
Nathan Viss.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Jill, for that. Written communications. We have a note from Jennifer Sandberg, self-explanatory. I sent her a note on behalf of our commission, appreciating her continued good work. If there's ever any questions that you have for her, please send her a note, or if you'd like her to be here to explain something, please let her and I know at least a couple days in advance of our meeting. Public comment?
Nathan, you were going to go back to number 2.
I was going to go back to number 2.
Good thing Sarah's here to keep us on track.
Oh.
The roundabout.
The roundabout. Jill had stepped out.
Oh, that number 2. Yeah. Thank you. Jill, any update on the roundabout?
We're working on closing the project out. Received a draft of the Rule 5 notice of intent to close the permit out. They are doing some additional markings to identify the I'll call them triangles as you go into the roundabout, so people aren't going the wrong way in the roundabout. So there'll be some additional signage going out there. It's participatory with NDOT.
We'll
So-
still let folks in from out of town despite that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from the commission? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support? We are adjourned. Thank you all.
We have a council executive session now.